Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a great day. So I'm going to change up the format a little bit. I noticed that a lot of you guys aren't watching the crypto stock charts analysis that I'm doing. So I'm going to put those at the end of these videos where I do the news first and then we'll go into the charts. Also, I purchased Hedera Hashgraph yesterday, $1,000 worth of that. If you want to see the video, take a look at it. It's in the crypto or the investing playlist. And I go into why I kind of chose that one. So we'll cover that one going forward. But we have a lot of new stories here. So I want to get into it really quick here with you guys, and then we'll get into the charts and go from there. All right, so let's get into it here. Let's take a look at it. The first story is MicroStrategy and other whales continue Bitcoin accumulation. So MicroStrategy, relentless Bitcoin accumulation. MicroStrategy announced today over Twitter that MicroStrategy has purchased an additional 50,000 or 5,050 Bitcoins for $242.9 million in cash at an average price of 48,000. So he's a little down on it. Bitcoin putting the company's total holdings at 114,042 Bitcoins, which is huge. So, basically, MicroStrategy is basically a proxy for Bitcoin. If you want to invest in Bitcoin, you can go through them. I personally prefer to buy Bitcoin outright. So I own about 1.7 Bitcoin right now. So this is great news. Obviously, the accumulation is happening for a lot of companies. Whale watching. So Bitcoin supply held by whales is trending up in the month of September, up 67,195. Bitcoin totaling 6.13 million. That's up 3.1% from this year's low back in July, indicating increased demand from larger institutional buyers over the last 2 months. Supply held by whales includes entities that hold over 1,000 Bitcoin, excluding exchanges, balances, and other known holdings like BTC. MicroStrategy's latest 5,050 make up 7.5% of this move. So you can see from here, we're just going, up on companies that are holding and people that are holding it over 1,000 BTC. So that's great news. Next story. Morgan Stanley launches crypto research team. After launching a Bitcoin investment tool for millionaires earlier this year, Morgan Stanley dives deep into the crypto. Morgan Stanley, one of the largest banks in the United States, is setting up a new crypto-focused research division. The Wall Street mega bank has appointed Shana Shah as lead cryptocurrency analyst for its dedicated cryptocurrency research team. Bloomberg reported on 13. Shah worked as Morgan Stanley's lead currency strategist covering G10 currencies for more than 8 years and contributed to the bank's crypto-related research efforts. In the new role, Shah will reportedly focus on analyzing the impact of cryptocurrencies on equities and fixed income investments like treasuries and corporate bonds. Announcing the news in a memo to staff, Morgan Stanley executives stressed that the launch of the dedicated crypto research team is in recognition of the growing significance of cryptocurrencies and other digital assets in the global markets. So very, very bullish in my opinion. So this is great news. Things that we want to see. Obviously, the more exposure that we get, the better off things are going to be for everybody in the crypto markets. Next story, Bitcoin bull run expected as exhausted bears sell at a loss. So bearish sellers seem to be trying to stop rising tide as overall buy and hodl demand takes precedent this week. So Bitcoin bears are exhausted and are even selling at a loss. I don't know why anybody would be, being a bear in this market, especially what's going on with everything. I would just rather buy and hold for a while instead of trying to be bearish on something. Fresh Data confirms in a tweet on Tuesday, Philip Swift, an analyst and trading suite platform, a decent trader, espied an ongoing bullish trend in spent output profit ratio, SOPR. SOPR, a classic metric for determining oversold periods on Bitcoin markets, among other things, flipped to a buy, yay, for the first time since July last week. Last time BTC USD then launched to local highs of 53,000 over the subsequent few weeks, and in hopes are now high that a repeat will materialize. We have seen more on-chain selling at a loss over the past few days. Swift commented, this is a bullish, particularly after the aggressive summer sell-off. Bears are getting exhausted. Time for the Bitcoin bulls to take over very soon. This is fantastic. This is what we want to see. This is great news. And then we're seeing, obviously, the graph here where we're seeing the selling and the bears, Bitcoin forward chart for data center. Then we have MicroStrategy. We already covered that. Next story is on Solana. So Solana has had obviously an issue with its servers or network nodes. So Solana developers have decided to restart the network after over 7 hours of downtime. This is not good for Solana. This is why the price might be going down. We've seen it go down in the last couple of days here. So, we're seeing a little bit, maybe even uptick today. But in the last 6-7 days, we've seen a downtrend on it. And that's kind of what we've been expecting. I said yesterday in the video that it just looks a little overbought right now, and we need a little price break on it. So let's see here. Where was it? Here it is. So Solana node operators are coordinating a restart of the high-speed blockchain Tuesday in an attempt to bring the shuttering network back online. The validator community elected to coordinate a restart on the network and is preparing a new release that will bring a frozen blockchain, according to an afternoon tweet from the Solana Foundation. In Solana's Discord server, developers distributed restart instructions at 3:21 p.m. Eastern Time. The outage began early Tuesday after resources exhaustion on the network brought the blockchain validation to an hours-long halt. On-chain activity froze across Solana's multi-billion-dollar ecosystem and trading, staking, and lending projects, which is not good. This is, terrible news for them. Obviously, they're still saying that this is beta, but you don't want to see that. A source familiar with the matter told CoinDesk that the outage impacts everything built on Solana, but the issue is the underlying layer 1, right? So layer 1 is the main one. Anything goes wrong with that, everything else after that was going to have issues as well. So Tuesday's outage came amid booming interest in Solana, a network seeking to attract Wall Street usage, whose token has been on fire since late August. Investors have flocked to Solana as a low-fee platform for decentralized finance. The disruption was caused by a bot trading of Grape Protocol's Tuesday token offering. Founder Anatoly Yakovenko said on Twitter, "It is the second time in 2 weeks that Solana's mainnet cluster experienced instability." That's definitely not good news. According to Masari, research note reviewed by CoinDesk, a flood of transactions pushed the network past its limits. Early Tuesday, Solana's status account tweeted shortly after 3 p.m. Eastern Time. The activity triggered a forking that knocked multiple nodes offline. Engineers tried and failed to triage the problem, according to Solana. So not good news for them. Obviously, hopefully they're getting that up since then. And then next story is Fidelity lobbies SEC to approve Bitcoin ETF in private meeting. Fidelity argues that Bitcoin markets have already reached maturity under the SEC's own standards. Okay, so it's great news. Bullish, right? Great story headline there. Multinational financial services firm Fidelity Investments has pressed the United States Securities Exchange Commission to approve a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund, ETF. A private meeting was held on September 8th, so this was a couple days ago, last week probably, among Fidelity Digital Assets President Tom Jessup, 6 of the firm's executives, and several SEC officials. The finance executives laid out a number of reasons why the regulator should approve the investment product. These include increased demand for digital assets and related products, the prevalence of similar funds in other countries, and the rise of Bitcoin adoption. A Fidelity presentation from the meeting outlining the benefits of Bitcoin products stated that the global development market regulators have approved Bitcoin exchange-traded products in Canada, Germany, Switzerland, and Sweden. All right, so it's kind of like they're looking at it. Other countries have done it. Why can't we do it? So it's kind of like on the SEC to go, here's why you can't do it, or we really should do it. So in response to SEC Chair Gary Gensler's comment last month on the possibility of reviewing only BTC future products, Fidelity argued that the strict adherence to either a 1993 law allowing stock exchanges to list the products or allowing futures-only products was no longer necessary because the market has matured. The Securities Act of 1933 was passed following the stock market crash of 1929 in order to protect investors by establishing laws against misrepresentation and fraudulent activities. Fidelity believes that these laws are too stringent and markets are now more transparent and established. I would agree with that. Here's a quote from them. So we believe Bitcoin futures-based products are not a necessary interim step before a Bitcoin ETP. Firms should be able to meet the investor demand for direct exposure to Bitcoin through ETPs because of Bitcoin's market has matured and can support them. It also argued that the market has already reached significant size and has a deep liquidity as defined by the SEC's own standards. So they're kind of throwing the standards back in the SEC's face. So I think this is great news. We'll have to see what happens with this. Obviously, it's a big race between Fidelity and a bunch of other companies to get into the ETF space here. And lastly, we have the story on crypto Hedera Hashgraph hits all-time high ahead of a special announcement, DeFi project soaring. So I bought Hedera yesterday, $1,000 worth it. I did a bunch of research on it and thought it was a good project to get into. So obviously, do your own research if you invest in anything. Don't take my word for anything. I'm just a YouTuber here. So Hedera Hashgraph appears to be on the biggest beneficiary of Solana's woes, with the high-performance blockchain project soaring 29% as Solana's outage continues. So HBAR had hit an all-time high of 52 cents this morning. It's up a little bit now. It's up 55, 56 cents, up from 25 cents at the start of the month, while Solana was down 5.4% to 158. Here's a tweet from the Money Lisa. Do buy Bitcoin. HBAR on the move. Next up, $1. Well, I hope that happens, but we just never know. I invest in the long run, so I'm not worried if it hits $1. And within the next week or within the next year, a hodl for a long time. Launched 2017, Hedera is a decentralized public network owned and governed by a council of tech companies and other entities including Google, IBM, Boeing, DLA, Piper, and Deutsche Telekom. So when I was doing my research, this is one of the reasons that kind of made me think this might be a good investment. There's a lot of big name companies investing in this, so there's got to be something to it. Plus, they have a pretty interesting way that they're doing consensus between the nodes, and they're using gossip and things like that, which is kind of interesting. It currently has a market cap of $5 billion, making Hedera the number 34 crypto, up from number 52 at the start of August. So that's a great run up. HBAR was listed this week on KuCoin and Crypto.com, and the special announcement is set for tomorrow, which is today. This is coming up to September 16th, so actually that's, I think, tomorrow, yeah. Join us on September 16th, 2021 at 3 p.m. UTC to celebrate the 2-year anniversary of Hedera's open access. We will take a look back at all that's been accomplished and look ahead of what's to come, as well as a special announcement. So I'm wondering what the special announcement is. I think that might be why the price of Hedera is pumping right now. It is up right now to 54 cents. It could be one of those things where it's buy the news, buy the rumor, sell the news, right? So we'll have to see on that one. And if it dips, I'll probably end up buying a little bit more into it later on. So I'm not too worried about it. All right, so that's all I have for you guys as far as the stories go. Obviously an interesting day as far as what's going on with the markets and everything else. Right now we're going to look at the charts really quick here, go over some of the coins here, see where things going, and then we'll call it a day for now. And then if anything else pops up during the day, we'll probably post a video later on. All right, so let's get into the charts here really quick. So Bitcoin right now is at 47,621. It is bouncing off of it's battling with the 20-day moving average. Right now, it has obviously bounced off of our kind of support line here at 44,811, which is good to see. And it has passed our resistance here, which we had at 46,700 roughly, and it's continuing higher. So our next resistance is obviously going to be at around 49,900, right around there, right around 50,000. And then we'll see if we can get past the other resistance here at 53,000 roughly. So that's good news. Also, the RSI is down pretty low. It's in the middle range, which gives us plenty of room to run. So that's good news. Ethereum is also bouncing around the 20-day moving average right now. It's trying to get above it. If it can do that, it'd be great. We've obviously bounced off of the 50-day moving average here, and we're obviously with our support here, or resistance was at 3,334. It's bounced off of that. So that's good news. So I think we're going to continue on going forward. We'll have to keep an eye on it going the next couple of days. Cardano is right now kind of flat a little bit. It's down obviously from its high. We gave our support at $2.37. It's been bouncing off of it, bouncing below it. So the concern here is the more times it touches that support line, and it may fall below it. So there's a probability of that happening as well. RSI is good at 47. Let's take a look at Litecoin here really quick. Litecoin is toying with the 20-day moving average as well. That obviously had a huge spike because of the false news. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Dogecoin is up a little bit. It's at 24 cents right now. It is bouncing off of the 200-day moving average. It bounced here 2 days ago, and it's continuing up higher. So that's good to see, and we want to see that trend continue on. Stellar is also playing around with the 50-day, 200-day, and the 10-day or 20-day moving averages. It bounced off of our support here at 31.59. It is at 33.48 right now, so we'll have to keep an eye on that one as well. It looks like things are going up as well. Solana obviously we talked about, had the network issue. The node operators were having issues, so it's good to see that the price came down. RSI came down a little bit. I'd still like to see it come down and maybe retest the 50-day moving average before it continues going back up higher. So that's my game plan on that one. And then what do we got here? Hedera obviously is at 54. It is looking overbought right now, and I would like to see it come back down. And maybe I can get it at better pricing if it comes down to 30 cents or something like that. I'll probably pick up another, maybe buy another $500 worth it, see where it goes from here. The mining stocks right now, pre-market, let me see here. So Hive is at up 6 cents in the pre-market to $3.01. Bitfarms is up 6 cents as well, pre-market to $5.59. Hut is down 158 to $8.79 in the pre-market. Wonder what's going on there. Mara is up $1.38 to $36.06, and Riot is up 80 cents to $29.64 pre-market, and then Coinbase is up $1.72 to $244.72. So we'll have to keep an eye on those, see where those guys go. Obviously, if Bitcoin goes up, everything else is going to go up in the mining stocks along with Coinbase. So that's it. That's all I got for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this new format. Also, as I think I stated in the beginning that, there's chapters in the bottom of the videos here, so you guys can kind of go through them and pick the ones that stories that you want to take a look at. And you guys can discard the other ones. So thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. And if there's something else that happens today, we'll post on that one. But until then, have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next one.